Toastmaster, and good evening, everybody. Okay, I'm going to say this straight out. This speech is not about Obama. Okay. This speech is about being able, and not able Dizon, but being capable, having the ability of. So, the purpose of my speech today is to tell you that no matter what background, race, gender, body, etc., no matter what circumstances you are under, you can do anything. Okay, so my whole life, I have been the baby. I'm the youngest in my family. My sister called me baby still. I'm the youngest by 5 years. I've always just, in my mind, I've had this mentality of being the youngest, of being a baby. And I've always been the shortest one, the little Filipino kid in the corner who can't really play basketball or anything. So people only let my older siblings do. They let my older siblings do everything I wanted to do. I wanted to play instruments first. They did it, and then I wanted to hang out with the older kids. They did it first. But the being shortest makes people look down on me, both figuratively and literally. People say to me, "Oh, go play with your 4-year-olds. You can't play drums at church. Wait a couple of years before you go to a mission trip. You can't ride roller coasters." But I don't care what they say. God made me the way that I am. I play instruments to praise God. I have played the drums in church since I was 8 years old, 3 feet, 11 inches. I hang out with my older siblings' generations. The little 4-year-olds I was talking about earlier, they look up to me. I've gone to a couple of mission trips, and I can ride roller coasters, even though not that often, and I can praise God. So, I have a request for all of you. I want every single one of you tomorrow to start running a triathlon every day. Start off your day running a few miles, and then run to a pool area, and then start running like a few laps back and forth, and then grab a bike, and then bike back to your house. I want all of you to do that. Can you do it? No, of course not. I can't either. But there is some people that have done it. If you listen to Ben, he always talks about Lance Armstrong. He's done everything I just said since he was in elementary school. And so he wakes up, he gets a bike, bikes to school, swims a few laps, and then runs back home. And then the next day, he runs to school, swims a few laps, and he bikes back home. And he just does this over and over every single day. And by the age of 13, he was already the kid Ironman champion in Texas. And by 16 years old, he was a professional triathlete. But then, what happened? He got cancer. And then he had to deal with it for a few years. But finally, people said that he couldn't continue his exercising, he couldn't continue his races, but he didn't care what they said. He didn't let anything that people said get in his way. He had to come back, and he started biking, and he won the Tour de France several times. I got all of this from lancearmstrong.com. Okay, so there's one more character, another character I would like you all to know about. Do you all know this guy?
Yes.
Bob the Builder. He's a fictional story character. He's a kid's toy. He's part of a kid's show. He can build everything. He can fix anything he can. He can do everything, or he can fix everything. He's the greatest engineer ever. He has built playgrounds, wind farms, even recycling centers. And how do you do this? So yeah, there's a song that he sings. It goes, "Bob the Builder, can we fix it? Bob the Builder, yes we can." That's his motto. Yes, we can. He can do he can fix anything. Okay, people say, "Oh, you're just a toy. You can't fix buildings," but he can. He's amazing, isn't he? Okay, so on to my next point. I was born and I was given the name David. Having the name David, my whole life, I've just I've had a connection between me and David from the Bible, David and Goliath. I feel like I'm kind of like him. I'm the youngest in my family, like I said. He was the youngest. He was short, I guess, yeah. And he was just a humble little shepherd boy taking care of sheep in the fields. So in 1 Samuel 16, Samuel, Samuel, he came looking for the next king of Israel. And so he came to Jesse, the man with 8 children, and he was looking for the next king. So Jesse brought his seven of his 8 children, 7 of his 8 boys, and the 7 older boys. And Samuel knew there was something wrong. He knew that the future king wasn't there. And so everyone just forgot about David. So then later they called David over, and Samuel anointed him to be the next king. Even if David was forgotten, he was able to become the king. In 1 Samuel 17, David he went to Goliath, and he only had a few stones. He only had a few stones that he found at a running creek, and he used those stones to defeat the giant Goliath. He was just a short little boy, and he defeated the giant, the greatest fighter of the Philistines. And people didn't think he could do it. They even offered him armors, weapons, but he said, "No, I don't need it. I have the Lord." And so he didn't care what people said. He could do it without all of the help of men, because he had God. And so David defeated Goliath and became king, even if people did not think it was possible. So I hope now you realize that every single one of you, you can do anything, no matter under what circumstances. It doesn't matter if you're young, if you're short, if you're forgotten, if you're imaginary. No, it matters if you're imaginary. It doesn't matter if you're sick, if you're underestimated. You can become king. You can conquer Goliath. You can build and fix anything. You can run a triathlon. You can win the Tour de France, and you can praise God in your own way.